Welcome to Angling Insider, everybody. I'm your host, Captain Jack Medla. We're here at Marine Connection, Vero Beach. I'm with my good friend, Mr. Phil over here. And Phil, just give us a little rundown of what you guys have, what kind of boats you offer, all that sort of stuff.
Sure, absolutely. We offer various different brands for all levels. So we're going to offer bay boats, bow riders, center consoles, offshore, inshore, everything. So on the Maverick line, we're going to have Maverick Pathfinder Hughes and Cobia. And then we carry Sea Hunt as a different brand. Okay. Blackfin as our premium brand, and then we have Cobia and Hurricane as well.
Okay, so you cover pleasure boats as well as fishing. Okay, so you got everything.
To family to anything
awesome.
in between.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, and then this show specifically, we're going over entry-level fishing. You know, just getting into the game. What's your best boat? In my personal opinion, you know, it would be the bay boat, especially in this area.
Absolutely.
You know, give us
for this area, for the South Florida region, mainly because we're doing a lot of intercoastal boating, right?
Yep.
Mainly the people, they have these dreams of offshore fishing, but you grow into that.
Exactly.
You do that on a fair weather day. You can get out there perfectly fine in it.
Oh, easily.
Boat.
Yep.
But you have all the pleasures of the inshore boat, sandbarring, family boat, all that is all into one on a bay boat. Where on an offshore boat, you're limited to what
depth of water you can go into.
This is a lot more forgiving.
You know, and a little more fuel efficient as well.
Way more fuel efficient. This one's running just the 200 horsepower. Typically on a bigger boat, you're going to be running 3 or twins.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so this specific boat, you know, I'm already seeing nice seating right up front.
So what's nice about Pathfinder, it is an optional boat. You can make this ultra family or you can make it ultra fish. These are options. So one of the things that Pathfinder and all of the products in Cobia, they do have a lot of features. Some of the others pack all the features up front and they basically make you have them. You can kind of customize the Pathfinders and the Cobias to make it more family or less family. So
well, that's great. Well, I really like this boat, and it really fits the new boater, the new fisherman vibe that we're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess let's say I'm new, I'm coming into the industry, you know, I'm looking for a boat, I came to Marine Connection, you know, walk me through that process. What would I expect?
Absolutely. So one of the big misconceptions is that we're related to the car industry. It is completely different than the car industry. One of the big things that we do is take our time with our customers. Marine Connection in general, we're 7 locations here in Florida, so we have the same processes throughout. We really listen to the customer. We ask you what you're looking for. If you tell me that you want to solely go offshore and go to the Bahamas, I'm not going to entertain this boat. But if you tell me you want to get on the water with your family, you want to start to get your feet wet, this boat is very manageable. I'll put you in the right boat, to be honest with you. It's not going to be hard sales tactic where we're just trying to make a sale. All of our locations here in South Florida are local to our customers. We want you to come back. We want you to refer your friends. We want you to feel comfortable making that a great decision. We're not just really wanting to sell you a boat. We're wanting to create that relationship with you. Make sure that you're a 1 boater, 2 boater, 3 boater. Or if you find after 6 months or a year or 2 years that you're not a boater, we're going to help you in that retrospect as well. Some people will ask, oh, what's better? Do I buy new or do I buy used? And that's a really hard question.
Especially right now with COVID going on, it kind of messed up the whole system a little bit.
It's really a question based on the market. When the market is high on the secondary market, typically means there's not a bunch of new boats available. So people are panicking and going into the secondary market to buy. That is where I tell you to have patience and buy new. You want to buy new because you're going to get all the warranties, you're going to be the original owner, you're going to know the whole history.
Exactly. And it might be a year waiting list, it might be 6 months, it might be 2 years, depending on who you're going through.
It could be 2 months.
It could be 2 months.
The preconceived notion is every boat is out a year. Not all boats are out a year. Some boats, I can get this boat if you wanted to. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Some boats, if you wanted to get a boat like this, I could have you one in December. So it's 5 months from now. It's not really.
And it's better to wait and get the exact boat you want with the exact, you know, like you said, you can customize this boat. So if I'm ordering it, or if I go through you and you order it for me through their portal, I can get exactly what I want. I know that everything is on there, you know, installed properly, correctly, you know, the boat's safe. And then, you know, like you said, you get all those warranties with buying it new and all that sort of stuff.
And I tell everybody, make sure you come into a dealership. Don't look at pricing online. Don't look at the secondary market and think that this boat's, oh, if it's $80,000 on the secondary market, it must be $120 new. Right now, this boat's about $80,000. Secondary market, like a 2-year-old boat, or this brand new one, if you can find one, or be patient and wait, and then you get all the warranties. Now, if you can find a really good deal on a second-hand boat, like your neighbor's trying to sell it, and you've already come in here and you can save 20%, then absolutely. I'm not saying you don't do that, but why would you pay 5% more for a 2-year-old boat? It just doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. I'm interested in this boat. You know, I think this is going to be a great family boat for me. Give me all these options that I would like. You know, I'm looking to buy it. What's my next step?
Okay, so we've gone through the process. We found that this is your boat. This is the ultimate boat. This is what you're dreaming about. You've got two potential ways of going about it. You can either pay cash, write a check, and that would be about 20% of the people. The other 80% of the people will do some terms in financing. They will either come with us. We have in-house financing here. They range from anywhere from 10 years to 20 years, depending on the price of the boat and your credit. And rates are as low as 3.99% in some cases. Typically on a smaller boat, that's an entry-level boat where it's not $250,000, $300,000, you can see interest rates on the 5 to 6%. And about 15 years, which takes the payment down on a boat like this. I'd say it's probably about $650, $700, depending on your credit.
And then, so this boat, you said around $80,000. You do carry sea hunts and other types of boats as well. So this boat isn't you know, every boat like this isn't $80,000. You know, you can find them, you know, a great big range of price ranges
remember,
and stuff.
We've got a lot of options on this boat. So we've got the teak underneath, we've got the
that is an upgraded
motor,
engine.
The powder coating, the bow cushion package. That would be also with a 10-inch screen on the Garmin and a trailer. So depending on the person,
so that is a lot of extra add-ons and stuff.
Say a Sea Hunt 22 bay, you might be in the high 60s to 70,000 as well. So you're going to have differences based on the manufacturer, the pricing. One of the nice things about, if you were interested in the Sea Hunt, you can go, and they do have the 22 and the 23 foot boats on their website as a nationally advertised price. So you can actually go in there, pick your options, and get a true price right on their website. So that's going to be the 4 smaller boats, the 21, the 22, and the 23 foot boats are going to be nationally advertised pricing on Sea Hunt's website. So you can get pricing and get you a benchmark right there. It won't include a trailer, but you know, you can get that price fairly easily by calling us or any other trailer shop and finding something like that. Yeah, when I first got into fishing and everything, my first boat was the 22 BXBR Sea Hunt. Still around. And it was, I mean, hands down, I mean, that boat rode so well offshore. I caught swordfish in that boat. Absolutely. I go deep drop and tile fish, snowy groupers, all that stuff, take it 40 miles out. And that thing was a beast. And, you know, I since, you know, ran it until its end. But you know, it wasn't built for what I used it for. But an absolutely awesome boat. And these boats, it will grow with you. It is a 22-foot boat, and you might just be getting into fishing, but you know, get a little bit more experience and grow with it, you know, pretty quickly. But this boat will grow with you, and you will be able to do all different types of fishing on it and be successful out there. I've seen plenty of swordfish pictures on a 22 Pathfinder. Now it also comes to the confidence of the captain. We always preach that. So if you're a new boater, you have to feel safe in the conditions that you're at. So you don't tempt fate. You go out with a more seasoned boater, or you hire even a captain. There are plenty of captains out there that will go on your personal boat and teach you how to do the things that you want to do for a nominal fee, but you're so much safer. And when you do go offshore, you know, always have that personal locator beacon, always be safe when you're doing it. Well, you know, the ocean is definitely not something that you want to mess with. It's not something that you want to take any risks with. If you're going out the inlet and you're, you know, a little iffy about it, probably better to turn around, and then in a boat like this, let's fish inshore today. You know, if I'm in a big 40-foot center console, I'm not fishing inshore, but if it's a little rough out there, gets a little sporty, I can come in and I can still save my day. It'll be 1 foot chop in the river, fish biting. And I tell people all the time, you wouldn't get in a single prop 4-seater airplane with 35-mile-an-hour winds. Why are you going out the inlet in a small boat where once you're out there, it's like you're in the sky or in the open ocean. There's no land, there's no resources. Be safe when you go out there. So of course. But you'll learn that. You'll learn that over time. Exactly. And then, you know, when you're getting into boating, this whole show's about, you know, getting into boating, getting into fishing. It's always smart, do your research, you know, look exactly, you know, ask these guys. They know exactly what needs to be put on this boat to make sure you're Coast Guard certified and all that sort of stuff.
And then make sure you're safe out there. He mentioned the personal locator beacon, the EPIRB. If you're going offshore, it's always a smart idea to have those. Flares, of course, that's required if you're going offshore. But you never know out there, and it's good to be safe.
Every one of our new boats comes with a standard Coast Guard safety kit with the with a flare gun, with a fire extinguisher. So you're legal up to a certain amount of people with life vests. Depends on the size of the boat. It may be 4 to 6, and then you add additional life vests accordingly. But we wouldn't want you to go out there your first day and have a problem with the Coast Guard and get a ticket because we never
forwarded that information.
No. So instead of that, we just give it to you.
That's great. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
We also do orientations. That's something that a lot of companies you'll find that are a quick turn. They're interested in just getting you out the door. They don't put you on the water. They hook it right up to the boat and set you free. That's almost a no-no for us.
Yeah.
Even a seasoned boater, we want to go over the boat. It may take 20 minutes on the water. It may take 2 hours. But we're going to give you enough time so you feel comfortable. If you need to hire a captain after that, 2 hours isn't enough, we can do that too. But we're going to give you the core basics and even some additional how to get to your dock or get it on your lift.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're going to do that.
So you offer, of course, if I wanted to take a sea trial on this vessel, you'll pop it in for me.
No obligation sea trials. So if you wanted to come in and say, hey, I'm interested, the obligation is that you're interested in actually purchasing a boat. Now, do you have to purchase a boat? No. Are we going to sit you down and force feed you the pricing and get you to sign on the dotted line? No. You don't even have to come back to the store. Many people will meet at a sea trial at a ramp and just get a 30-minute ride on it. That's part of our marketing that we do, and part of our, the guy might not be able to afford it. That's what everybody in the business always says, well, how could you do that? The guy might not even, who's going to waste 30 minutes of their time just to get a free 30-minute boat ride?
Yeah,
and if
they're interested.
He's got a friend with money. He's got a neighbor with money. He's going to say, hey, you guys did so great with me. Yeah. You need to go see these guys. They didn't even make me do anything, and I just got on a boat.
He put it on his Instagram story that he was out on the boat. His buddy talked to him. Yeah, that's all smart. Yeah.
It's invaluable just creating relationships with people. Boat sales comes with relationships, right?
Well, it's a very tight-knit community.
You're here right now because of a relationship that we have.
Exactly.
It just happens organically, and then you don't spend as much money in the marketing. You just be right for the customer, and things come naturally, and that's what we do. We're going to sit down and spend as much time. I've tried to sell a boat to a guy, say, I don't know, 2-3 years, seen him at every boat show, and still the same attitude every time he comes up. And then, you know what? All of a sudden on the third year,
Fort
Lauderdale Boat Show, first day of the show, and he's just like, hey, you remember me? I'm like, oh, how do I forget you, right?
Yep.
Let's do it. I just got retired. I'm ready to roll. 3 years later, and it's like, and it happens quite often.
That's awesome.
You just put the time in, the effort, and you just give people an understanding of the product that you're selling.
Well, and it's smart. We already talked about this. It's take your time. When I'm buying a boat or I'm just getting into it, take my time. That guy took 3 years, but he got the boat that he wanted.
Yes.
And he got the relationship that he needed, in order to make that happen. So it's always smart. We already said it. It's always smart to just take your time, get all your information, get all your options before you start making a big purchase like this, because you want to be safe, you want to have fun, you want it to be your boat. So take that time.
Sea trial always. Sea trial. Always. Whether you buy from one of us or another dealer, if they don't want to sea trial for whatever reason, unless the weather's blowing and it's not safe, no, the sea trial, you wouldn't buy a car without a sea trial. You shouldn't buy a boat. It's a much larger, longer purchase typically, and you want to know it rides right, it's going to be right for your family. You get on the boat and it doesn't feel right, you may need a bigger boat, you may need a smaller boat, you might, it goes both ways, but over time, just that sea trial, you got to demand the sea trial, right? I mean,
of course.
You can't buy a boat. You wouldn't buy a boat without ever being on it and just taking the word.
And I wouldn't buy a used boat without bringing a surveyor in either. That's another big thing. Bring a surveyor in, somebody that if you don't know, bring somebody in that knows boats, because he'll check everything.
At a minimum, a certified outboard or inboard mechanic. Making sure that fiberglass overall is pretty forgiving.
It is.
But you have to be careful. That's the other thing.
Who knows? Moisture levels in there, they'll check all that.
You have to worry about some of these people. We have hurricanes down here.
Yep.
You go to some of these dealers that may be just not, one guy on the side of the road or advertising on Craigslist. He may have a hurricane boat that he put back together, but there's still sand in the tank. There's still issues, long-going issues wiring issues,
or that you can't see with it sitting in a lot. But yeah,
it could be 2 years old.
Yep.
You would not be able to see that, but a surveyor is going to be able to go with a camera underneath. He's going to do as much as he can. He could miss it as well, but he's going to have a lot better education on finding those problems than an individual that's just new into boating, or even somebody. I mean, I've been tricked before.
Of course, yeah.
I've been to the auctions and the thing looks beautiful, and then you do boat history report. That's a website you can go to and get the history, and it pops up, and there's a salvage in Kansas that came to Florida and got re-registered with a clean title. Yeah. So you never know. So it's always good to be. Always too, on a secondary boat, check to see if there's any transferable warranty, and at point of purchase, make sure that those warranties can be transferred. Because some boats require you, whether it be the Yamaha or Mercury outboard motor or the hull or other fixtures of the boat, require you to actually physically write a letter or bring it to a dealer and have it transferred. Number one thing you could do is say you got a great deal on a 2-year-old boat, and then you had an issue but you never transferred that warranty. It's going to be a process to try to transfer it after the fact. The reason that is, the dealers, manufacturers really want to make sure when you purchased it, it's in good sound condition, and only a dealer can do that inspection. So they want to know that you didn't buy something that somebody dropped it off of a car in that point of purchase. So you're always going to want to make sure that you transfer those warranties so you're completely warranted until the life of that warranty is up. Because you buy a 1-year-old boat, it may have 8 years, 9 years left in hull warranty, but you never transferred it. 6 years down the line,
you lost it. You need it. Yeah, you need it. You're going to want it.
You're never going to get warranty on the situation.
Exactly. All right, Phil, I really, really appreciate the time that you gave us today. I love the boat that you showed us. It's great. Exactly what we were looking for and exactly what our viewers are going to be wanting to see.
Absolutely.
So we really appreciate it, and definitely we'll be back.
No problem.
And looking for some more information when we need it.
Come and get it whenever you want.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.